Okay, so before I deliver my argument, I would like to do a recap on the first and to the fifth speaker of this debate. So first of all, as the first speaker and the prime minister, they say that they does not give a broad explanation on how to do the mechanism of impoverishing the character. And also they say that they will not impoverish them badly, just to make them feel what it's like to be an ordinary people. But they do not state it on what it's like to feel the ordinary people live their life, because some of us maybe think that ordinary people is someone that is well eaten, they can fulfill their basic needs and etc. But what it means to be impoverished is that we make them to feel a lot more below the standards. And also the perspective on how to categorize the people as the ordinary people might change in some conditions. So this means that they does not give an actual standards on how to impoverish the the character as well. And also, they stated that the goal of the mechanism is to make the character regrets and prevent the increased corruption in the future. This is good, but they also brings up the problem that many times the character are easily to run and free from the penalty without giving us the solution to solve it. They just they just give us a short and blurry information that the character should pay back more than 100%, and the character should be rehabbed. And in the other hand, they also give us a brief benefit for the government to receive money from the character's payback and asset. In reality, they need more money to make a reparation system for the case that they have brought, and also the government needs much more money to rehab the character. So this makes them to have a big logical gap between the problem that they are brings up and also the mechanism that they are proposed. And on the second speaker, as the leader of opposition, they also pointing out about the CGS and how the jail is enough to prevent the corruption in the future. However, they also stated that making people malnourished, taking away from their foods, make them unsanitary is against the human rights. But seeing a lot of money have been stolen is a lot worse than that, because people are giving their money as the obligation to the nation or the company that will give a retribution to them. Not everyone is giving a money is a rich or actually middle class, but some of them even sacrifice their consumption needs to pay the bills and to fulfill the obligation that they have to do. So I think that by impoverishing the character is not against the human rights, because this is an effective way to make them realize that what they have done is wrong, and this hurt a lot of people, not only that character. And on the third speaker, as the DPM, they are mostly cleared the statement of the LO but forgot to emphasize more on the argument itself. And also the DPM stated that the corruptor needs to pay back more money than what they have stolen and giving the money for the reparation. The DPM also does not explain how effective and how it is important to use the impoverished system as the penalty of corruption itself, and also to prevent the stop corruption and cases itself. I believe that as the character, that money was stolen from the people is should be impoverished. This will make them regret it and makes them stop to corrupt the money. And if they know how it feels to be an impoverished person, they will feel the real and long term or non temporary penalty. So they will face the reality what they do is beyond under the morality. And on the fourth speaker, the deputy leader of opposition stated that there is a human error on the financial agency or company that foreclosure the money and asset for the corruptor, and that they are proposing to switch it into rehabilitation for the corruptor. This statement cannot be true, because not only the financial agency that can be corrupted or there's a chances for the human error, but rehabilitation as well is also can be corrupted and manipulated, and there's also higher chances to get a human error. So the reasons to switching it into rehab is not solving the problem. But also on the fifth speaker as our team, they say she said that what that she said about why impoverished are better than the traditional jail as the penalty. I also agree about this one, because the higher class of people would overcome the money penalty. That's why the characters Uh, this way they did money corruption, as the PM stated that a lot of corruption are easy to run away and free from the penalty. So this point is stating out a new perspective of the high classes or the corruptor who has a power to be easily run from the penalty. So that's why impoverish the corruptor is the best way to solve this problem. And in my argument, by impoverish the corruptor, this means that they will live under the standards of living as the normal people or low class people without income and no assets. What I highlight more on this argument is that on the impoverished is that if, on the impoverished this is the best penalty for the corruptor is that by living the low economic class, they will feel the social life as the low class would feel. And where if they are coming from a middle or high class, they will feel the social difference on how people will treat them. And also rehab can be manipulated, as I said before, and but living in a society as the poverty can be corrupted and escape from it. And especially if people knew their money is being corrupted by them, they will receive a cancel culture, and this will make them regret what they have done before. So that's why we, as the Ministry of Government, we believe that this is the best solution to prevent the increase of the corruption cases in the future. And we are proudly proposing this new perspective um, and new mechanism of this motion.